Hi Sagittarius, it's July. Let's get you a message for the month. So this is exciting. First of all, the Seven of Pentacles has been coming up a lot around this time. And I'm happy to see it here for you too. So there's something very important about like reaching a harvest point of all your work. You're really starting to see the signs of growth. It's like, it's almost like you could also compare it to like testing out a new recipe or something like that, and you've been making the adjustments, making the changes, and then suddenly people are starting to respond to what you produce, or you're starting to see the magic behind what you're doing. That's what I'm picking up from the Seven of Pentacles right now. And then July is, you know, month number 7. So there's something key about this moment. Oh, you have the 7 Chariot as well. Really embracing that 7 energy for the month, and really, I think, taking stock of where you're at, which means everything that you've accomplished and achieved and gathered thus far, and where you need to go next. That's what I'm definitely feeling with the Chariot, right? Someone who's in the middle of their journey. But definitely the message here is that you're path aligned as well. And the Chariot card is a Cancer card, and we're in Cancer season. So you're very much aligned to the season as well, which is great because you have another major arcana with the Emperor card. And do you see how the Emperor is looking at a compass here? There is something significant about your path alignment happening here. And I feel like it's not just clarity that's happening. I feel like clarity has been coming to you over, say, this previous month of June. And now it's like you're also understanding the action needed to go ahead with it. So because it's major arcana, it's more expansive of an interpretation, and this can land in multiple aspects of your life. But because we have a Pentacles here, it's very much in the physical. It could be in your place of business, starting a business that you're trying to grow, but it could also be your health and family, like growing children as well. So take that as it resonates. So you've got another 7 here. You've got 777. So that angel number might be significant to you. You might see that popping around. That will be a message to you that your guides are around you and that you are aligning to your path. You can feel reassured, and that it's your little reassurance gift from the universe. So the 7 of Cups is in reverse, meaning, like I said before, you're getting clarity amongst many options, which one is the right for you. And because of that, you're also figuring out this month that your ultimate happiness looks different than you had previously framed it. I was gonna say than you previously thought, but it feels more like this to me. It feels more like you haven't been admitting to yourself for a long time what your real happiness looks like in the end. I say in the end because I'm looking at the rainbow here, like at the end of the rainbow, the somewhere over the rainbow, right? I think maybe because of that somewhere over the rainbow, you thought it was like a fantasy, but you're realizing maybe you told yourself it was a fantasy because you didn't want to risk being hurt by not receiving that. But now with the 7 of Cups reversed this month, you're really prepared to admit that this is what you want in life. And those blocks are like not really to do with you. It's more like society encouraging you to not believe in your dreams, and the society helping you to frame it as a fantasy. But like, these are bold things to say, right? But it's because you have the Judgment card that I feel pretty safe in saying that, because Judgment is otherworldly, spiritual path alignment again. You have path alignment here again, paired with like awakening, spiritual awakening. So there's very much some spiritual aspect coming together here in the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is just one step away from the final major arcana, number 21, which is the World card. So you're really at this significant turning point, journeying through the major arcana cards in your spiritual awakening, your spiritual growth. Yeah, again, this is kept general, so I mean, it's really kind of cool. You have all the cups here, and then you have like a pentacles thing happening here. With the Emperor, you can kind of think of the Emperor as like a spiritual married to the earth energies as well. The Emperor is usually all the king energies in one. So that crossover is definitely happening. But here you have the cups, which is all about emotional experience, emotional connection. If you identify as being an empath, this is going to be really key to aligning what you've been experiencing in the physical world emotionally with how that makes sense spiritually too. So on that note, I feel like we should already take this Healing Spirits card and see what you get. Your spirit guide can lead you, but can't do it for you. And you have an image of someone like jumping off a waterfall. This gives me like Hanged Man energy. And the Hanged Man in the Tarot Major Arcana is about kind of getting still and changing your perspective, which really kind of makes an interesting interplay with the rest of your cards, because you are able to have clarity, like I said, that's been coming through in your reading, but you're also on this path, your path aligning. And here it says you'll never get anywhere if you keep standing still. But because this is the Hermit energy I'm feeling here, there's an element of you standing still that's important. So the Hanged Man is the number 12 in the Major Arcana, and the number 17, which has this number here, is actually the Star, about manifesting a wish. And I think I might have inadvertently said Hermit, kind of like automatic speaking. So there's Hermit energy in here as well, and the Hermit is number 9. Yeah, there's so much Major Arcana kind of energies in this. So your spirit guide can lead you, but can't do it for you. I think that you are really, like I said, you're almost at the end of this. You're at the point where your spirit guide has led you through all the steps of this particular growth cycle, and it's up to you to take the final step on your own. It's like, how do I say this? I don't want to say like it's taking a final exam, but it's kind of like by you taking that final step, you take ownership over the lesson, and that lesson becomes yours. Something like that. Yeah, that's really interesting. So you have everything you need to do this, and everything's set up to turn out just fine. It's just like overcoming that little trepidation of taking that step. So you have Man here. Can't tell you how many times Man keeps coming up in like all the readings. And Sun. So you may identify as a man, or there may be a significant man in this storyline that is a fire sign, particularly a Leo, because Sun is associated with Leo, but could be an Aries or a Sagittarius too. So that would kind of interplay here, especially in the guidance. Otherwise, I mean, you can generalize it more and say there is a man involved in this scenario, in this storyline, that helps bring you guidance in some key way, some clarity, because the Sun is associated with clarity. And here you see the depiction, it's like the mask is coming off and the authenticity is coming through. This is very healing for you as well. So if you may have an idea who this is, or you may be meeting this person in July. This person is here to help you on this journey, kind of take that last step. Hi Capricorn, happy July. Let's get you a message for the month. Oh, this is lovely. I see you taking ownership over your own self-love and your own happiness. It looks like you may have been expecting some kind of romantic spark to develop into something more, and you've reached some point of perspective shift that has helped you see what's really important to you and how to really build lasting and deep foundations for your own well of love by your own hand. And this is beautiful. Do you see, like, there's such a mismatch of energies here between the Empress representing you and the Knight of Cups representing the person that you were hoping would fill you with love. This person is just a Knight of Cups, is very kind of like not progressed all the way, and in their like language of love or ability to grow interpersonal connections, and you're far mismatched from this person, and you're really realizing it in July in a significant life-changing way. You're realizing you're the Empress and you need an Emperor, not a Knight of Cups, not kind of just this like this sense of romance, the sense of like chasing, could be like love bombing, maybe there's some cycle you're closing out where you were kind of reading that as love, and you're at a point now that you're realizing that love looks very different from what you were conditioned to believe through growing up in society, and it's very unique and individual to you. So I don't feel like I can't even say what it is to you, because it might be different to each person. But you find that definition for yourself. It's like inscribed in your heart, and that's not going anywhere. This is a significant milestone for you. I'm talking about perspective shift because the patient witch, which is the hangman, is in reverse, and it's like she's having this aha moment, right? This moment of clarity where she can get out of that hanged man stillness and move on in her Empress energy. So with this coming forth, a lot of things are switching out for you. So a lot of your kind of, I would say like defensiveness when it comes to interpersonal relationships is shifting. You're getting insight on that. You're doing those in a different way. Your relationship to money and financial stability is shifting because of the way you're shifting your connection to love and self-love as well. These are all kind of like perceptive things. These are wounds from the past that influenced the way that you were perceiving relationships enmeshed in, let's call this like trust and reliability and financial stability, financial security. Security and trust, yeah, is shifting around. This is, I think you could have been operating from like a very, I want to say it like false empowered persona. Like maybe it's like you were like acting tough, but on the inside you really were just so wounded. And so you looked confident, you looked like, I've got this. Oh, I think it was like maybe you were alone for a while, and you were like, I just need to be, I'm good being alone. Like I accept my fate sort of thing. That's kind of changing. It's kind of like now you, as you're healing, you're recognizing in like a very like solemn but spiritual way that yes, this is true. I could be alone and I could be totally happy with myself. I think that was the thing that was like irritate, like bothering you in some way in your relationships, is that no relationship was ever fulfilling the way that you needed it to be, because you needed to be the one fulfilling yourself in the first place. That's the major thing that's shifting. And so the persona comes down, and it's just a very like humble, real experience of true connection, the way that you always hoped. And it's kind of like magical, but also frustrating that it's like you had the key the whole time, but it did take that time to get there. And so many congrats to you for that. It's hard work, and I know that it's because you've done the work. So you're getting here, go within, number 48. I want to read this to you. No matter how much you have learned or how much you are seen to be the trusted one that others go to for help and guidance, you must always remember to give something back to yourself. Oh, I really feel that with the Empress card. Oh yeah, like we've been talking about, giving the love to yourself. Guardian spirits are telling you that you are also a sentient being, and as such, you will at times require regeneration from the healing powers of the universe. Meditation is good for mind and soul, and allowing yourself to be still when required will bring balance and contentment, which in turn will create clarity and peace. Yes, clarity and peace. Clarity and peace here. That's really what I was feeling. I can't believe I couldn't nail the word of peace, but thank you, card, for bringing this in. The inner you is your environment, so remember to treat yourself well. This really aligns well with the Empress card. Like, as I'm reading your cards, everything is like building in context, but this one is just like, it feels like it's highlighted. So this is really like the whole message of your July: treating yourself well, loving yourself, and in that way you'll start to find that you're fulfilling yourself. You're giving yourself the love and treatment that you were giving others the power to give to you. Kind of like a weird, like, circular situation, that you had the power to give yourself the love that you always wanted, but you took that power, and instead of giving it to yourself, you gave it away to people who didn't do what they should have done with it. But it was actually your job all along to do it, and now you've learned how to. And I just feel like so much peace and grace and ease coming forward in your future, with that new, how will I say it, that new, it's like an overlay to life, and it's just like a new way of doing life that's so peaceful for you. Garden, number 20, and mice, number 23. So both of these kind of communicate to me about community. The mice reminds me of the Three of Cups. The garden is about community, nurturing and tending to community. So along with you kind of building up your own, giving yourself love, going within, you're also getting advice to connect in friendships, like-minded people. And in particular, it could be a reading group with the books here. It could be taking some kind of class, like maybe some spirituality class that you're interested in, like Reiki healing, learning to heal yourself, helping to heal others, others healing you. It's like a community-oriented sense of healing. I think there's some interesting connection between you tapping into the universal love for yourself and being able to energetically like connect that to other people, like in a community network sense, and you're learning how to do this. So your personal healing is very much interconnected to the broader networks of people that you are hooked into. So there's more than one story going on here, essentially, even though you're doing a lot of work within and for your own personal experience. there's like a second story happening on a larger societal and universal level that you're connected to as well. And so just know that all of that is working well together, and you're right on the right track. And yeah, wishing you the best with that in July. I'm just realizing that this is a full garden too. So you really get this full garden, this full community, and the interpersonal, peaceful sense of love as well. Everything you wanted. Hi Aquarius, happy July. Let's get a message for you. And when I was shuffling, these 5 cards fell out. We're meant to get 6, so we'll just take these and then grab the last card from here. So this is very clear to me and very positive. You are starting a new journey. You are setting off on a new stage of life in which you're very empowered and you're pursuing this emperor throne. You're taking command of your life in some way. It's very open because of both major arcana, but it does seem to be financially related to your financial stability. It's like you're not letting life push you around anymore. You're realizing your worth. You're realizing that you can take command of your sense of security as well as your financial stability. And you're going for it. You're going all the way to the top. You've had some kind of enlightened insight into yourself. Like, I don't know if you were meditating or it just kind of like popped up from something you heard, or you heard your guides kind of send their message, but this has really clicked now. You really see that you're destined to go for this emperor position. And so in a financial sense, like, it's not just being, say, like your own boss or being the boss of wherever you're working at, but it's also like being at a very high level of that. So say you start your own business, this won't stay a small business. You'll be able to navigate how to grow at each stage that you get to. So whatever idea you have now that you feel like you want to take the starting steps on, this is exactly right. This is where it's going. So I don't know if you saw that Mocha selected our last card for us. Thank you, Mocha. So we'll leave that for the end. So you are both overcoming some kind of toxic situation. I think this is kind of what spurred you towards becoming your own boss, taking your future into your own hands. You realize that unfortunately you can't depend on the people around you. This is specifically workplace related, I think. And you're learning to trust your gut. I think that maybe you were giving people the benefit of the doubt and they were taking advantage of that. But with the Page of Swords, you realize that you always had clarity about people's words, and now you're trusting that clarity. No more excuses, no more people overstepping your boundaries and using you. So you are doing great with this. You're absolutely right about calling people out, seeing people for who they are, setting your boundaries. The next step here is to getting in touch with you, getting in touch with your emotion. And I see this in particular as connecting even further with your intuitive guidance to help you get to this Emperor stage. So as you're going through this next stage of your path, and it very much seems like this is related to your career path, you're going to want to embody these two energies. The Queen of Cups, which is all about leading from the heart, having a loving vision of what can be made, how people can be gathered and led. You're combining that with your entrepreneurial sense of building. So like the Emperor card is like, it's a spiritual card. It's this card of like the higher self, but it's also a master builder, like an empire builder card. So you're being called in this next stage in July to find ways to connect to that loving vision of what you can build. I think that this is coming up because you're very good at having a practical vision of what's possible. You can compete well in like whatever market you're entering. But this card is saying that you are building a heart-led kind of, I keep going back to business, but if you're not going into business, it could be more of like your career identity in whatever field you're in. Like say you work in like hospital administration, you're going to build an identity for yourself as a leader that leads from the heart and has like the bigger values, social values and morals as incorporated into the practical goals of that administration, something like that. So you're being called to develop this a bit more and to trust this and to let this lead you. It's within you. When I say develop it, I mean just get into touch with it more and let this side of you take the lead more than the Emperor side. The Emperor side of you does know how to construct, how to build, how to get from A to B. But the Emperor side of you needs the Queen of Cups side of you to build it in a loving way that is going to be impactful for the society around you. I see like multiple people. It's like a societal shift. Yeah, so like we are at the very beginning stages of this generational shift of Pluto and Aquarius, which is associated with, you know, like upheaval of the old ways of doing things, innovating new ways. And it looks like you're being called to innovate in wherever you're at by bringing heart into what you do. So you have Clover, number 2, and Fox, number 14. So you have a lot of luck and guidance on your side here, and you have a lot of ingenuity and adaptability. And so those are also coming in as like little notices for you that like you can do this. You've got like, say like there's it's a library of luck, like you've got that luck checked out. It's in your pocket right now. You've got these adaptability and cleverness skills, like you've got all that working for you, so you don't have to worry about dreaming too big, jumping too far. Something somewhere is going to catch you. Your path may be bumpy, but this will alter soon. So this is, yeah, it's definitely speaking to the bumps I see here, the toxicity in your environment and the difficulties in your finances and security. But this is a great sign that it'll be over soon. There's like a little, oh, it's like a figure rising, like a human spirit figure rising out of the waves. So emerging from the choppy waves into the serenity of the air. So I think that's also speaking to you navigating and developing that language with your emotions. It feels a little bit bumpy right now, but you will find ways to process your emotions and then come back into the air, which is your element as an Aquarius, where you're most comfortable with. Yeah, don't be afraid of the water, essentially. The water representing your emotional experience. There's something important for you to like understand there and not be so resistant to anymore. Yeah, I think for many people that's just going to be your intuition, your intuitive knowing. All human life must know highs and lows in order to grow. Life may appear difficult at times, but this is part of the bigger plan, and now is the time to stop and ponder, as big decisions should be avoided when the mind is clouded by indecision and the path ahead seems blocked. The wise spirit sages teach caution and patience when the road isn't smooth, and also remind us that lows are followed by highs and questions by answers. The answers are often the signs that show you when to take the next step at the crossroads and which direction to take. Nothing much can come from rushing. It's best to wait for a while before pushing forward with your plans. Interesting to end on that when you started with the Fool, which is all about taking that leap, taking the chance for the new beginning. There's also some encouragement that you have time for this. I think you do feel ready for this, but you could take time, and it doesn't need to take a lot of time, to kind of put things in place. It could be that this situation, this environment you're in is getting really uncomfortable and you just want to leave it. So this card is advising you to just pause, put things in place, give yourself the respect of putting in that time to make a good exit plan for yourself, and then you'll be set up so well to move on to your Fool's journey. Hi Pisces, happy July. Let's get you a message for the month. Wow, there is some major shift that you've been going through. It's been an emotional ride to do with your sense of success. Financially, career-wise, you may have stumbled upon some significant internal realization about your career path and about why you chose that path, what was motivating you, and what does that mean for your future. I think you have discovered some heartbreak and some disappointment. I get the feeling that you were trying to heal some kind of heartbreak, some kind of need for acceptance by pursuing this success, and then you were disappointed to find that it didn't provide you the fulfillment you were looking for. But there's something interesting here because you have swords, pentacles, and cups, and it's kind of like you were using earth, material pursuits to satisfy emotional fulfillment and mental peace, and that was kind of like a false promise sold to you. And you're realizing the positive silver lining to this, the two cups that are still behind you that you don't see, is that that's not the answer for anyone. So you can, I think in July, you start to find that you can pursue emotional fulfillment in the right areas, not in your career, not in your sense of success. You start to discover what it is that emotionally fulfills you and gives you that sense of belonging, fullness. Same thing with the mental peace. You start to realize that your success doesn't give you mental peace, so you start to question what does. The book is really standing out to me here, and I think there's a message here about being conscious of what you consume in terms of knowledge and media, and starting to replace kind of like the things that cause you negativity in your mind space, starting to replace that with things that provide you peace in your mental space. Because yeah, your brain is not unlimited real estate, you know. It only has so much space, and so you're realizing what that spatial boundaries are and what you can actually consume to give you that peace, because you're realizing that peace is important to you, fulfillment is important to you now. You have attained some level of success, but yeah, it didn't provide you these things, but it looks like you're going into a discovery in July of how you can pursue that. So there's an interesting message here about you are starting a new stage in life, and the sky is the limit. Basically, you can build whatever you want that future to look like. And curiously, you got kind of like the Emperor is it can be a very material card, but it's actually more of like the spiritual level of the leadership energy. So the Emperor is basically all the kings combined from every element. And so it's interesting to get that in line with the Ten of Pentacles, because it's like you realize that you're finding fulfillment by surpassing your own expectations of material success, as well as emotional fulfillment, as well as mental peace, as well as the one that's missing. Oh, here's the fire, as well as spiritual connection. So you realize that you want it all. You realize that you can have it all, and you're starting from 0, going all the way to it says 4, but I really imagine the Emperor and the Empress as like much farther in stage than like all of the suits, you know, the material suits. So it's a long, lifelong pursuit, but you are gaining the navigation skills to get there. So this is your encouragement of like, here's what's on the table for you. You can go ahead with this, but here's the condition. And don't worry, it's a good condition. It's about letting your guard down over something. And because it's the one fire, it's so interesting. You have major arcana and then one card each of each element. And this is the fire one. I think this is the like connection to spirit, spiritual guidance with the navigation. That's the thing that you are going to rely on as you go forward to get you to the Emperor's endpoint. But it does rely on you letting your guard down spiritually to get guidance from your spirit guides. I don't know if it could be for some people that you're actively resisting it and you don't want to tap into it, you don't want to believe it. It could be for other people that you don't understand it and you're a little afraid of it. There could be a lot of blocks. There could be like trauma from religious upbringing, trauma related to that religious beliefs. So that's kind of for you to figure out, but the message here is that there is a block, whether it's resistance, fear, or it could just be also a perceptive block that people have told you that doesn't exist, and so you're like, no, that doesn't exist, it's not possible. And so you're not receiving that guidance because of that. But I think this is mainly your message for July, is that you can really start to let that guard down in whatever way is personal to you and start getting that guidance for yourself. Oh yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, I was about to say this. I was staring at the Emperor and I was about to say this, but I was like, I don't see anything else to indicate that. But now I see it with the number 22. You are on a master life path. You might want to check if you're actually life path number 2, but I'm getting that energy from you right now, that the 22 is a master builder number. And I really got the vibes with the Emperor of that. And so this is confirmed here. And this says path. So you are getting direction. I don't know if you can see this. It's like a Ouija board dial thing. And so you are getting the signs. You are getting guidance because you have important work to do, important things to build out of these difficult circumstances. These were lessons for you to build something really big, to serve society in some way. And so you're definitely getting guidance on that. That's exciting. And then you also have 35 anchor. This takes time. This is definitely going to take time. Like I said, this is like a very like multi-decade pursuit, from 0 to the Emperor, from the cozy witch to the Emperor. And you're just starting this out, and it's very exciting. But don't be frustrated, because don't like maybe gaslight yourself that you're just dreaming. It's not a dream. It's a vision. You have that vision for a reason, and you can pursue that vision because you're the one that sees it. And you're getting and it's going to be so much better, so much more direct when you have the guidance in there. But yeah, so don't give up on yourself or the vision if it's taking a long time. It is one of those things that all the pieces will come together and in their own time. But also, I would say, count the milestones that you achieve along the way so that you feel the sense of completion, even though you're still building, working towards something. Master builder life path you're going to be building for your whole life, but you're going to love it because it's your thing. As a master builder, it's what you came here to do. You came to serve. Ooh, it just got chills. Almost like that card had a conversation with us. So let me show this to you more closely. I'll read you the description. You came to serve. Number 23. Absolutely, you're building something to serve others. In your life, you have come through dark times, yes, and have experienced enough to be able to choose whether to offer your gifts to others. In your heart, you know that everything you have overcome has been part of the journey that has brought you to this very moment. You know this, yeah. Your spirit guide has watched over you and is telling you that you are now ready to use your gifts and share them with the world. That's the new journey you're starting. You're building something to share your gifts with the world. For everything you have come through has taught you grace and wisdom that you must share. Remember, the one who serves others is served by the highest spirit of all. So you've got some powerful guidance here. I think I was framing it as you have a lot of guidance. You have powerful guidance because you have important work to do. And thank you so much for doing your work, doing that work for us. And I'm wishing you the best on this healing and building journey that you're starting. Hi Aries, happy July. Let's get you a message for the month. This is kind of funny, only as a fellow fire sign, I feel it very relatable with the Knight of Wands energy. So this is actually associated with Sagittarian energy, but I really associate it with any kind of that like younger, more energetic fire energy, fire sign energy. And it speaks to me of like a restlessness, knowing that you need to go somewhere, wanting to go somewhere. I'm just really being drawn to the figure's fox image on their sweater. it's like fox is associated with like navigation, like intuitively and gut instinct navigation. And so your gut instinct is really activated, like you're ready to go somewhere, you're ready to do something. But with the Two of Wands in reverse, you're like, wait, what is that? What am I doing? Where am I going? But like you feel the strong pull, and that is your intuitive knowing pulling you to do something. Something that's in your way is that you're resisting change in a deep way. You're resisting pretty much clearing out your closets, letting go of baggage. I really get the sense of not calling in this hoarding energy, but I really get the sense that like you've gone the opposite direction and you've started to identify with the baggage of your life, and you've started to claim it and make it, you've started to like lean into it essentially. And so this is kind of giving you, this is where that restless energy is starting from. It's that it's like you're ready to speed off onto the next stage of your life, but you can't do that with like 10 U-Hauls of baggage attached to you, essentially. So I feel like your main message in July is figuring out not where you want to go, but how to let go of the things from your past and your present that are holding you back. So there is some healing involved with this letting go, of course. Maybe a lot of you already assumed that or attached that expectation to letting go of the past. But healing, this card is reminding me to like make it clear that healing is an essential part of the letting go. The letting go isn't just like, okay, bye, letting go, forgotten and good riddance. Not like that. It's like the letting go is, you can translate that into healing on a very soul level. This is what kind of the restlessness in your body and soul is craving for, is that healing to come about. And that's a great sign for you. It means that you're ready to heal. You're ready to process this stuff and let go of it in that way. In the way, I feel like I need to reassure you, you're not losing anything. It is a part of you, but it's almost like, it's like this. I'm getting the image of like a wall of framed family photographs, or just photographs from your life. You know, you have a whole wall of framed photographs. It's like, instead of keeping all those photos in boxes in your basement and just kind of like letting them pile up and collect dust and weigh you down, you're selecting out the best photos that you love. You're curating those memories, dusting them off, putting them onto the wall, digitizing the rest, and then clearing out the basement to renovate for like a passive income Airbnb or something like that. Really long metaphor there, but basically that's the energy there. Is you're not getting rid of anything, you're just curating that past so that it frees you up to welcome new things into your life that I feel like you've really been dreaming of. I feel like you have thought of these things, like say for example doing an Airbnb, but it's kind of like you're at this point where you're like questioning, like, what's blocking me? Like, why can't I just start this? This is why. I think it's very like maybe unexpected, an unexpected place for you to think of where to start your Airbnb. Yeah. So attach that metaphor as it is relevant to your life, wherever you're holding on to something and it feels like you can't really progress, possibly in another area of your life. With the Page of Wands, I think this is so wonderful that you got this with the Knight of Wands. So you got another fire energy here. It's in reverse, and it's calling you to reconnect with that source of inspiration you had as a child. Not only that, but the source of that creative inspiration was also entangled with intuitive communication with your spirit guides. So I feel that strongly with the candle here. It's like you calling in spirit, like our candle here, and being able to create, to communicate, find guidance on how to, yeah, it's just like create something out of thin air, like you're tapping into like a well of ideas. I feel like this was very fluid when you were a child and or younger, and it's been blocked, so you're being asked to reconnect in whatever practical practices you had for becoming creative. So say you played an instrument, maybe like picking up that instrument again and reconnecting in that way. That is your language of intuitive downloads that's going to facilitate it so much more. I feel like I want to read this to you. It says, just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean it'll be effortless. So I mean, that is what we were talking about a bit before, that it's like okay, this is what I'm seeing and feeling. It's like, say you're like sitting on the couch and it's like you can see the well of inspiration that I was talking about here, the wellspring of inspiration. You see all those ideas flowing through, but it's like you're separated from them. It's like you can't access them anymore. Whereas you were able to access them before when you were free in some way, in your younger days. And this is the thing causing the separation, this thing that needs to heal. I feel like it's not just one thing. You can frame it as one big thing attached to multiple things. And with the Cozy Witch, which is the Full card in reverse, part of that block is also a fear of starting, a fear to start on something. It could be something like fear of rejection is holding you back. It could be that something unprocessed from a chance you took before, and maybe some pain associated there is holding you back. So these are just clues for you to start looking more deeply into in July. The answers are within yourself, though. These cards are guiding you into the direction of where the healing can happen, and then of course you're the one that heals yourself. Okay, I feel like we're talking about healing, so let's get the healing spirits card first. Go within. Number 48. Yes, exactly. Thank you for the confirmation. The confirmation of what I said, that the healing happens within you. The answers are all there within you. This is just signposting where within you to go. No matter how much you have learned or how much you are seen to be the trusted one that others go to for help and guidance, you must always remember to give something back to yourself. Guardian spirits are telling you that you are also a sentient being, and as such you will at times require regeneration from the healing powers of the universe. Meditation is good for mind and soul, and allowing yourself to be still when required to bring balance and contentment, which in turn will create clarity and peace. The inner you is your environment, so remember to treat yourself well. Yes, so two main messages: meditation, but meditation can mean many different modes of meditation. So I do something that's called more of like a walking meditation. I go out in nature, I just I unplug and I listen to the sounds around me, and I take in the sights, smells, and I get into some kind of nature flow, I guess, because that's what resonates with me most, and I get a lot of, like it said, clarity and peace and communication within myself in that way. So if you're very restless and you're resistant to like this standard concept of like sitting still and meditating, just look up alternative ways to meditate and see what works best for you. You might already be doing a version of this or have gravitated towards a version of doing this but you haven't called it meditation. For example, yoga too can be considered a form of going within and meditating. So that's definitely something to take time for in July. Oh, feel all three of these cards. So you have Whip number 11, Tree number 5, and Dog number 18. So I have the idea that I want to read the keywords from the guidebook in order that I pulled these for you. So starting with Whip, conflict, opposition, drama. And then Tree, wisdom, spirituality, growth. And then Dog is loyalty, support, friendship. So I kind of see that as a progression that you have gone through. So someplace in your past there has been conflict and pain, and abuse. I will say that keyword is abuse as well. You feeling disempowered by someone else. What was that? With conflict, opposition, and drama. This could be like, I'm getting the sense of like a very chaotic periods of your life, very chaotic periods of your life that caused a lot of pain and fear. With the Tree, you essentially grew in very spiritual ways. This could come back to this spiritual communication with your childhood, and you did develop that language to communicate with spirit in some way, and then ultimately this helped you build your support network spiritually, but also in the physical. Because I think this is kind of pointing you towards the resources you have now, spiritual growth, spiritual like depth of communication and guidance that did help you through this situation. And then the Dog was like friendship and loyalty. So wherever you feel like you have that now, whether it's in the physical or in the spiritual, really lean into that where you feel the loyalty and the support. And this includes going within, with like the support within yourself as well. Your cards are reminding you that you do have this in your life, and to not weaken that support by not embracing it. Collect it together, strengthen the bonds of those people and your spirit guides and your spiritual connection. Strengthen the bonds. Like, it might just be a handful, like 5 key points, and that's all you need. You just need to strengthen the bonds, and this is going to help you break through to your next stage, again, by coming back to the original message, releasing those things that you need to clear out from your past. And you have everything you need to do this. Hi Taurus, it is July. Let's get you a message for July. So there's some kind of interesting energy happening here with the 2 swords at the edge. So the 8 of Swords says stop overthinking it and just do it. So that really set the tone for me for your message, is that there's something that's been on your mind, and maybe you've been like planning it, or you're telling yourself that you're planning it when actually you're kind of procrastinating, and you're trying to get to a place where you feel like it's solid of an idea enough to take action on. And the cards are like pointing us to this message that you're actually with the King of Swords in reverse. I wonder if you can see that. Oh yeah. Pushing yourself into a point of disempowerment. That you're actually, whatever good plan or ideas you have, you're actually, by overthinking, clouding them and making this cycle of like lack of clarity. When I said cycle, I saw the image of a cyclone, and it's more of like a cyclone of lack of clarity. But the good news is you can easily clear that with the Four of Cups reverse. That's like saying no to the procrastination or the temptation to go into apathy or lack of action. You're just definitely being encouraged in a strong way to take action and just stop thinking about this and like stewing on this idea. And step in your guidance for how to do that is to have trust and faith in yourself and the universe. Step into this next stage of growth, of like building this thing or taking action on this thing. On the one hand, trusting yourself, and on the other hand, trusting the universe to carry you forward. And you're balancing those two trusts going down your path. The Temperance card is also about avoiding extremes. So this, what I outlined first for you, is definitely you're entering that extreme of self-limitations, holding yourself back by taking action on something in a very kind of like sneaky way, that you're telling yourself that you are taking action because you're planning, but actually you're holding yourself back from actually doing this thing. And you have all the green lights to go forward. The universe is saying like, we're at your back, your plan is good, we approve, let's do this. Yeah, there's something, I feel a sense of momentum, balanced momentum happening with the Temperance card. As soon as it's almost like bicycling, when you have to balance the pedals. It's like your foot is on one pedal and then the universe is on the other. And so the universe needs you to push down on your side of the pedal so they can push theirs, and then things start going in motion. The Temperance card is typically the depiction of an angel too. An archangel, and I'm forgetting which one. I'm not very familiar with archangels, but I really felt like I needed to mention that to you, that you are so protected and guided on this. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, this is everything that's waiting for you on the other side of when you finally decide to take that step. You get access to your element, the court cards of your element that you were, sorry, I'm getting some messages. You get access to the court cards of your Pentacles element that you're destined to enter into. So this is all waiting for you on the other side when you're able to put trust in yourself and leap forward. I mean, I don't even want to say it's a leap forward. It's like a step forward. Yeah, sorry, I keep getting swept away. I keep getting, I kind of getting like pulled to pull this card. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the only card that's missing from this Pentacles court cards is the Queen of Pentacles. But this card that was calling me and was not letting me talk until I pulled it is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is all about having confidence, power of persuasion, power of people skills, igniting inspiration in yourself and others and connecting through that inspiration. So one key way that you can motivate yourself to take this leap, two things. You first internally embrace your inner confidence, like pep talk yourself, build yourself up, remind yourself of all the strengths and the things that you love about yourself. Really, it's like a pep talk you can give yourself. The second thing is you can also reach out to someone who gives you pep talks and ask them to help build you up. And I feel like for some people who have this person in their orbit, this person has been trying to pep talk you and trying to get you into action. So you know well who this is because they've been at your door before. Yeah, this person is basically going to channel your spirit guides' messages to you with this pep talk. Oh, so cute. So yeah, hopefully you can connect with that person in your life. But yeah, here again, you've got all the Pentacle court cards, the ultimate success. You are going for that King of Pentacles. It's in your vision and it's in your reach. All of this is in your reach. All of it, it's kind of like a past, present, future vibe. So the Page of Pentacles is definitely associated with childhood. And if you're watching this, you're probably, hopefully not a child, you're an adult. And so this is your past energy that's going to be like, it's blocked in some way. Your past motivation to like manifest things in a material way, to start a lemonade stand, right? And build up some kind of personal piggy bank. Yeah, I'm getting piggy bank. That's so cute. So that original kind of raw motivation from your childhood will come back to you. I'm reading the Knight of Pentacles as your present, that this is the thing that you really will set you on your path. You even see this Knight of Pentacles is walking on a path, and it says slowly but surely you're going places. And so this is really about navigating, plotting the land, strategizing. This is because it's reversed. This is what I was talking about. You're kind of stuck in that overthinking stage. You're good already with this plan, and it's like you just need to. That's why I said you just need to step. You need to step on the path. You don't even need to leap. You just need to step onto it, and one foot in front of the other kind of energy. And then this is your future, the King of Pentacles. True success isn't just about money, it's about happiness too. And that success looks like whatever it needs to you, and that's perfectly fine. I feel like maybe for some people part of your overthinking was you think that success needs to have certain parameters and markers. Whatever you had in mind is perfect. That was downloaded from the universe, and you just need to go ahead with it. This is your future. It's waiting for you to walk down that path towards it. So let's get a couple of these. Bouquet number 9. I know this is all about recognition and celebration. So I want to reiterate the idea of going to your support, whether that's internal. There's even a bouquet here. Recognizing your support, recognizing yourself in some way, like maybe giving yourself an award, giving yourself a bouquet of flowers. Recognizing those things that you value about yourself, building up that confidence. Also, reaching out to a friend or a parent. For some people, this is your mom, very cute, who supports you, and ask them to kind of remind you of the qualities that you can build your confidence around. And clouds, number 6. Wow, do you remember when earlier I was talking about, I hope it was this reading. I was talking about a cyclone of a lack of clarity. This is what this card's about. So the clouds will part. This is what this card's about. The clouds will part when you're able to allow them to. And you see how there's like a UFO/UAP pulling up this animal. It's like a spotlight. Like you find that spotlight within the clouds. You find that clarity and you're able to move forward with it. But I do want to get more insight into this card number 6, clouds. doubt, confusion, secrets. Lack of clarity is the source of misunderstanding and doubt. Oh, doubt is definitely hovering around you. Self-doubt. Remove the veil of confusion to see the truth. Thinly cloaked secrets are revealed through investigation. That's interesting. Thinly cloaked. So if you look past the cloak, you'll be able to see this. I don't read this so much as secrets out external to you. It could be, but I read this almost as you like kind of gaslighting yourself, telling yourself, keeping your own good qualities a secret from yourself, not letting them become a full part of the picture. It's like you're emphasizing qualities that you're insecure about to yourself, and that becomes the main portrait of yourself. That's really how I read this. That's why I feel like the cards keep pointing you back to pep talks to help kind of combat that heavy weight that's on the side of the negative self-image that's disempowering you. The light in you can lead the way, and the card under it was kind of trying to get out too. The light in you can lead the way, number 46. And when it feels right, do it, number 32. Oh, I love that. So yeah, we've talked a lot about you just stepping onto your path, on your path. It's all about feeling for you. So you probably get messages through gut feelings, feeling that you need to do something. That's a great way to get out of your headspace that's kind of making these clouds, to connect more with your gut and your intuition and just do something when you're like feeling it. It makes me think of like timing the wave, like if you're into surfing and there's a point where you have to kind of catch the wave as it's rising so that you can hit that right moment where the momentum carries you forward. And you do have like seasoning skills in this. Don't disempower yourself by telling you don't. You can feel the energetic waves of when you need to make this step. I feel like that's good. I want to read you this one though. All of us will have to walk through times of shadow in this world if we live long enough, but you have the power to light up even the darkest corners of your mind. Oh, it's emphasizing the mind for sure. The Eight of Swords and the King of Swords reversed. Darkest corners of your mind. You are part of the universal light that casts out shadows, and because of this, the guardian spirits of the universe will always give you their strength when you need it. Even when your light burns low, you can turn to them, and all that is good and true will shine through your being. Day always follows night and removes the shadows of yesterday. Light up the new day for someone who needs it. Oh, cool. Light up the new day for someone who needs it. So we've been talking a lot about you getting support from your networks to light you up, you lighting yourself up. But I think what's on the other side down this path is that you in turn create avenues to share your light and light up other people around you, to share your light. Yeah, so that's kind of what all of this is building to. So remember, the King of Pentacles, your ultimate success is there. It may not, maybe if you're trying to define it by money, think bigger, because your ultimate success has something to do with sharing your light on a societal community level. And this is what's down the road for you. And I feel like you can use this as motivation for yourself. Like I said, the Queen of Wands is this energy of inspiring others. I feel like that is key to what you're doing here, that you're going to be an inspiration to others. So you can keep that as a guiding light to work towards for yourself, that's in your future, because that is your life path. That is where you're ending up. And yeah, and build yourself up to take that first step.